a pass was inevitable. And within moments of the mishap, Llanos takes the lead. Eneko Llanos has re-entered the Paul Mitchell transition area, now moving from bike to run. Olivier Marceau, free from his deflating tire, hopes there's still some air in his own wheels. McQuaid is unaware of the trouble Whitmore encountered on the plunge, but she knows not to underestimate the determination possessed by her rival. For the men beginning to trickle into T2, the race is no longer about the bike, but 6 miles of a torturous trail run that lies ahead. And they're all chasing Llanos. McQuaid is the first woman into T2, but Whitmore has miraculously cut into the lead in the late stages of the bike. One question remains: does she have enough left to challenge at the finish?
Looking good, Willie. How you feel?
Flat tire's been repaired. Oh, you need to be beaten for that.
Nissan created an opportunity, pitting nature's elements against human perseverance, pushing the evolution of off-road multi-sport events. Now there are 78 XTERRA events in 13 countries around the world, and the Nissan XTERRA Point Series Championship gives amateurs the chance to qualify for the U.S., European, and World Championship. Great recognition and support for Weekend Warriors by Nissan.
Yeah, baby! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Sitting majestically on Maui's South Shore, the Wailea Marriott Resort, host of the Nissan XTERRA World Championship. Eneko Llanos is in the lead, but Olivier Marceau will not go away. For these men and women, it's obvious that this is no easy jog through the park. And the women's race is just as close as the men's. This is Jamie Whitmore's strongest discipline. Many of the elite competitors are now on the run course, but for the majority of the field, it's a challenge just to remain upright.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the fun part. Come out, come on, you out.
All right.
Need a beer.
All right, Willie.
Willie, I'm told, go, baby, go.
I had some flash.
Willie Stewart is now 2/3 of the way through a remarkable achievement.
Just hanging in there now. Yeah, you know, when you get that happen, you just take what you get, you know?
We appreciate all the support.
Thanks, guys.
Get him, Willie.
Black lava and sand means one thing for Eneko Llanos. The finish is within sight. Paralysis is a distant memory for Kelly Reed right now. Remarkably, Jamie Whitmore has made up all of the time. Melanie McQuaid, in a classy way, acknowledges there's no stopping Whitmore today. Almost there, Eneko knows no one will catch him now. Olivier Marceau reminds us just how gratifying it is simply to finish this grueling race. And from the man he battled throughout the day, a recognition of what they've accomplished. The intersection of two amazing stories, as Kelly Reed is passed by Willie Stewart, both in their own way, victorious even before this race began. Eneko Llanos, back-to-back Nissan XTERRA World Champion.
The CBS Sports Spectacular Nissan XTERRA World Championship is sponsored by Nissan, proud sponsor of the XTERRA World Championship. XTERRA Energy Bar, the natural alternative. And by Hawaii, the islands of Aloha.
Josiah Middaugh, first American to cross the line at the U.S. Championship, is the first to cross the line at the World Championship. His best ever finish in Maui, third place. Exhaustion and jagged lava rock are a dangerous mix. Just look at Jamie Whitmore. Last year, Dominic Gillen didn't even finish the bike portion of the race. This year, fourth. Whitmore is literally stumbling toward the finish. But there's too much space between her and Melanie McQuaid to change the outcome. The one title that eluded Jamie Whitmore is now all hers. World Champion. And an emotional congratulation from her biggest fan, her father.
Okay? Good job, sweetie, good job.
And heading toward the finish, Willie Stewart is making believers out of the dozens of runners he's passing. Melanie McQuaid's reign as world champion lasted 1 year, but the rivalry with Jamie Whitmore remains stronger than ever. In the finish area, the ultimate display of respect between these two highly competitive rivals. Kelly Reed's finish caps a journey her doctors told her was unthinkable. The loudest cheers are often reserved for the most inspirational athletes. Out of over 430 competitors who finished, Willie Stewart had the 44th fastest time in the run, and he finishes with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Damn, boy! Good job!
Well, you know what? That last mile was the hardest mile. It was great. I mean, I can't say anything. What an opportunity it is to run in a place like this. It was hard. It was a world championship. It kicked my ass, and I loved it. Thanks, guys. I gotta go lay.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Yeah, I knew I was something.
I saw someone in a bathing suit, and I was like, hey, that's Melanie. And then I just, all of a sudden, whatever hurt didn't hurt anymore, and I just started going after her. I just started charging as hard as I could till I caught her.
You're not on. Someone's waiting there to take it from you, and she got it, and I'm happy for her. She deserves it, and I gave it everything I had this year, and I tried my hardest, and it was good enough for second, and I'll be back next year for my second one.
2 years after an accident left her paralyzed, months of rehabilitation later, Kelly Reed finishes the XTERRA World Championship. Her husband, Matt, wants to record the moment to capture a memory they once thought was impossible.
Kelly Reed just coming across the road from Boulder, Colorado. She broke her back 2 years ago, and here she is doing her first XTERRA World Championship. Well done, Kelly.
Can you rotate your arms? Yeah.
And this isn't going to feel
Many will leave with painful reminders of this test.
Stone, I got big stone, and I go crash.
Get knocked out?
Well done. Kelly, well done.
no crashes there, right?
That was much more than I expected. The bike itself was all right. I just had trouble climbing. I think I underestimated